Let's see, we are live right now. Hello, good morning, everybody. Good
Good
morning.
morning, everyone.
I'm so glad of being here again, once again, another week, another live, another set of resumes and CVs that we're gonna go through. And Aisha, how you doing? How was your week?
I'm doing great. It was a great week. It passed by quick, but yeah, an amazing week. What about you, Pietro? How was your week?
Pretty good, pretty good. I worked on some videos that are going to come up soon. The topic, of course, it's the topic of this month.
It's
So
resumes and CVs, yeah.
resume, how to prepare, we're gonna see how to do what I call the
Mhm.
skills matrix. So actually, how can I know in advance what is that companies want before even applying to them? So something we've already seen in these days together here in our lives.
Mhm.
And yeah, so there's gonna be a lot of videos coming out. That's why we didn't do our live last week because I was
Last
actually
week.
shooting. I was actually shooting a lot of videos. So
Perfect.
while
Looking forward to seeing them.
yeah, thank you. So while we wait for someone to connect, and again, once you guys are here, just let me know your name. If you already sent me the resume, so I will go through them, pick up something, and we're gonna analyze your resume. In the meantime, just to get ready for that, let me share my screen.
Perfect.
So now you should be able. Can you see that?
Yes, I can see your resume, Pietro, and now your other resume, yeah, CV.
Perfect. Okay. So one thing, for example, that let's do a very quick recap before
Mhm.
moving to the resumes of the other students. Okay, Aisha,
Yes.
what are the main characteristics or the main things that we need to have in our resume, like super fast?
So one page, making sure that it's one page, it's easy to read. Numerical results, and numerical results, as you say. Um, having 3 bullet points maximum under each experience, and trying to make it as clear as possible. When it comes to skills, languages, trying to make it seen in a way that's easy to read. So either have it as a nice design, a graphic one, as you put. Um, I'm seeing here yours public speaking. Yours, Pietro, should be all yellow. Like the thing should be all filled. um, and what
And
else
yeah, I, th-
also?
I think
Oh yeah.
that I think you touched all of the points. If I have to add one thing else is it gotta be understandable by a non-technical person. So what I mean is that I would avoid to use too much jargon, too much specific terms in our acronyms as well in our resume, because as we have seen in the in my webinar, and as we will see in my videos, the people who will touch and who will see our resume at the very beginning, the ones who will decide whether or not we're going to have the interview, are going to be non-technical people. So people from the HR or even computers. We have seen the example of the ATS.
Yes, I was going to go to that about making sure you have the keywords of the job application within your resume.
Yeah.
That's fine with your experience, of course.
And so, for example, going back just to my example, if you wanna find something that could be improved, for example, here, I just put a random sentence that describes me. Uh,
Mhm.
but if I had to actually actively look for a job, instead of this, I would probably put some description of myself with some results or describing what my experience was, and so on. So the description of ourselves, it is very important. It's very important to include as many keywords as possible.
Possible. Mhm. Agreed.
And yeah, for the people connected, please let me know if you can hear properly, if you hear both of us, at the same level, if audio is working fine. And I see, for example, someone is connected. And if you already send me your resume and you would like to have your resume checked and reviewed right now, just let me know in the chat and I will go pick it up from whatever you send me. I received them from email, from LinkedIn, on Instagram. I received CVs in
By
so many.
email, yeah.
Yeah, everywhere, CVs everywhere.
Are you still receiving on a daily basis more and more resumes, Pietro?
I am because on next Tuesday, I'm gonna have another webinar for the Beirut section, for the SPE Beirut section. And you taught me how to say marhaba, and
You pronounced it very well, really.
thank you. No, I'll try to improve it even more. So before jumping to some other CV, another thing that I'd like, let me share the screen real quick. This is the other template that we can have. So,
Yes.
for example, we can see here, this is the Ats Proof Resume. So this is the resume, the CV that is customized for the computer. As you can see, it's it's in Word format, first of all. It has a set of keywords right here that will help and guide the ATS through what we need and what we want. And it's okay. I was looking at the chat. So okay, this is the first thing. So set of keywords, work experience, as we said always. Work experience before education. People will hire us for what we can do, not for what we have studied. Education at the very bottom. Word format, clear, simple, short, numerical results, and of course contact. And here, this is something I didn't mention before, extremely important. Clearly saying what is that you do. Operation management leadership program. Here, operation management engineer. Boom, in 1 second, anyone, a non-technical person, gotta be able to understand what is that you do. Aicha, if you wanna add.
Yeah, no, you perfectly explained it. It's that in a couple of seconds, they're able to grasp what is it that you do and what's your background.
Yeah, no, absolutely.
I'm seeing that we're starting to have some comments. We have one from Muzhir Ibrahim.
Yes.
He says, yes, Pietro, please check my resume, already sent to you.
Perfect.
You send on LinkedIn?
I think that I know what it is.
Great.
Let me go through that.
And I'm also curious to know, where are the people watching this live from? So
Exactly.
Muzhiria, where are you based at the moment? In what city, country?
Yeah, no, absolutely. Please let us know, because that's
Yeah, because on the
interesting.
last live we had so many people from different countries.
No, it's true. It is so true. And so let me know. You called that? Okay, okay.
Yeah, Muzhir Ibrahim, it's him.
One thing, Ibrahim. Just a quick. Now I am going to open your CV. Let me just cancel like the
Personal information and
all of those things. So you named your resume, maybe probably just resume. In case, just pay attention to that. If you can, just when you name your resume, your name, your last name, resume. So even the recruiters and stuff have immediately they know immediately what is what is your name and who's your resume belongs to. Let me just cancel your personal information.
I'm seeing Louisiana, USA. That's great. Hello, Louisiana. And we're getting another message, Alberto Lopez. Hello, I'm watching you from Scotland.
Wow.
That's amazing. I've always wanted to go to Scotland.
Never been there.
Yeah, same, never.
All right, Ibrahim, we are ready. Here we go. So this is Ibrahim resume. let's see. So first thing, this is 3 pages. Okay. So let's try to analyze them with our four principles. So our 4 principles, we know it is short, clear, numerical results, and understandable by a non-technical person. Short, for sure we can improve these things. So we can for sure shorten the CV, because it unfortunately, I know, but it gotta be 1 page. It has to be 1 page.
And I know that this is like the hardest part, and even me, it's something that I have a struggle with, honestly, Pietro. I know that we're on the live talking about having it 1 page, and even myself, I have a hard time putting it into 1 page. But yeah, it's something that we definitely need to do, and that a lot of people in human resources keep saying 1 page, 1 page, 1 page.
Yeah, this is it's very important. It's very important. Then, okay, you're doing your PhD. That's why you put your education and first, you know. So to obtain petroleum, okay, objective, obtain petroleum engineer position, specialist in field development reservoir. Perfect. Here, for example, we see that you put some interesting keywords. So, you know, engineer position, field development, reservoir management. You know, it's it is what you did. And then he's saying this CV is for academic application. Okay. The same principles can be applied. So of course, maybe you tell me this is for an academic application. That's why I put more emphasis on research experience. Maybe you put some, let me see. So, okay, I see professional experience down here. All of these things, I mean, I think it's very important. So, okay, I keep on reading the chat. I am interested to make a resume for a company application. Perfect. So for a company application, we need to shorten this resume. Put your, let me see, because I see that you have some work experience. Okay.
Yeah, reservoir engineer.
For the Saudi Aramco, which is, you know, Saudi Aramco, which is a super famous and important oil company. So I mean, it's even in a on a marketing standpoint, it's a name that it's good to have on your resume. It's good. Field development business plan. Again, what we're missing here, some numerical results. My suggestion here is try to choose one experience. So for example, the one with Saudi Aramco is pretty good. And for those experience, try to put some numerical results on that. So it's a very long CV. You've written so many things. Here the problem is that you just need to see which are the features that will market yourself a little bit better, and choose to go and describe just that. This is, for example, that's an example that I make a lot of times, which is if you have to market a cell phone, for example, if you need to market your this cell phone right here. I see that, I don't know, is it my image? Like my,
And now it's mine, I think.
I think that I'm having some problem with the webcam right now. Anyway, if you have to market this, okay, a mobile, a cell phone, you will not go and put a document where all of every single feature of this mobile will be listed. You will just go pick 1 or 2 main characteristics, the one that you think that people are more interested into. So for example, for years, talking about mobile, it was how powerful and how good the camera was, and you just make an advertising on that. Because if you do, and if you create a document that has all of the characteristics, we do have that document, which is the instruction booklet. Okay, and nobody sells things with the instruction booklet. So same thing here, we need to be super short because we want just to put and highlight those things that will be more interesting for the company that will hire us. Now,
And also trying to read over your bullet points a couple of times and seeing how you can combine all of them into less bullet points. So sometimes 2-3 elements could be related, and having them into combining them into one would be helpful.
yes, yes, exactly. And even if you want to add, let me see here. Okay, let me go back here. So in many of these experiences, feel free to take the best of each one and try to kind of combine them in your global experience. Even if it's something, even if there is a skill that you learned in this experience right here, maybe create one other bullet point under your experience and feel free to add that. Even if you didn't mention that very experience. So let's say I have internships with 5 different companies. So instead of creating 5 main points and 5 main, five main points under the experience, I can just put one main point, so multiple experience with X companies, and list the main achievement and the main skills that I learned from all of those bunch of different experiences. So let's try to combine even different experiences, even in different period of time, because what is important is our achievements and our skills.
Agreed.
It doesn't matter, it doesn't really matter when we learn that. Now, let me show you.
Something I was curious about, sorry, Pietro, is on his resume in the skills, does he have languages or no?
Let me check.
Because that's also something that would be important to put.
Yes, let me check that. Now I have Google because I wanted to show you another thing. So languages. Of course, these things, like all of these certifications, good, but just hyperlink them or bring
You
them
can
to.
put them on your LinkedIn.
Yeah, just one link. For all of my certification, please check my LinkedIn profile hyperlink, and that's it. That's it. Like all of the, a lot of people put like the study they have done.
And same for publications, as I saw he's also a PhD student, so he's probably going to have more publications coming up. You can hyperlink them into your LinkedIn and have certifications and publication as a hyperlink.
Yes, I was looking languages. Okay, here.
Oh, language, perfect. Okay, Arabic, English, great.
So yeah, and feel free even to give more space to them, And if you want, I don't know if you already asked me for that on LinkedIn. If you want, I have some. Let me show you. I have my resumes templates, which are PowerPoint visual templates for resume, and yeah, feel free to ask me for that, and I will send them to you. If you want to have something a little bit more visual, that you can go ahead and modify with your data and with your experience. Now, just to close the circle, this is something that will be super helpful for other people as well. How can we know which are the skills that we should put in our resume? So if we go to word clouds, here we can paste. So for example, let me go. I have something already prepared. Let me check. let me check. So if you look for wait, so if you go, for example, monster.com, petroleum engineer, you can go look for as many job openings as possible. For example, petroleum engineer, this doesn't have, for example, here, we can copy all of these job description, we can paste them, all right, apply, and what is going to come up here, we're going to see which are the words mentioned multiple times. So we go then to word list, and here you see, for example, risk 10 times, management, and then with that we can go to our job description and see, for example, risk, to what it is associated in the job description. If you go ahead and take 5, 6, 7, 8 different job descriptions and you will paste everything together, put them here, you will see which are the most repetitive and required skills for the kind of job you're interested into. And so you will make sure to mention them in your resume. Does it make sense? Was it clear?
Yes, at least for me it made sense, is that you copy paste the job description into the website and then you're able to see what are the most used words, and from there you're able to adapt your job application to it in your resume.
Exactly. And feel free to take and to analyze together 5, 6, 7 different job descriptions so that you can see overall which are the most used skills, the most required skills and keywords. This is super important for our resume, and we will see it's very important to optimize our LinkedIn profile as well. Our header, the header, the description, what to put, what not to put. Then please guys, I see we have some more people connected. If you already sent me your resume, just let me know so we can go through and analyze yours as well. And if you have any questions, feel free, go ahead and ask.
Perfect. Wait.
Now, let me see if we have something from the chat.
So I actually have a question, Pietro. I was wondering, so when you talked also about optimizing our LinkedIn, the first paragraph, the description that we have, how long or short would you advise us to have it?
Oh, that's nice. That's a nice point. So you mean the header? Let me share again. Okay, so this is my LinkedIn. Nothing special. So you mean the header, which is this, or the description? So the
the
about.
Description, the about.
The about. I think that the about can be. Now, don't take a look at mine because it is. I'm not looking for a job right now. So this is actually absolutely how not to have your about section. And I would advise you to. You can be longer. It's usually the about section on the resume. So let me show you.
Yeah, because mine, I was wondering if it was too long or not.
I'm gonna spy yours now. So for example, this is a pretty cool about section for a resume, which if you put it in a normal Word format would be like 4 or 5 line maximum, even less. For LinkedIn, we can definitely go longer, but again, making sure to manage and to put all of the keywords that we need. So now let me go and spy your.
I'm going to, okay, let's do it. Okay, I know that I have to edit it. I shouldn't have spoken. Okay, but there are some parts that I know that I need to remove or edit. But yeah, let's check it.
Yeah, I think just as on a length standpoint, how long it is, I think it's good. You can
shorten, no?
Yeah, or maybe you can even play with space. and put, 2-3 lines together, then a big space like here, and then other 2-3 lines. So just to help guiding the eyes of who's watching. But the thing is that the about section, it's going to be pretty important for the keywords. They are going to be linked to your LinkedIn profile, and LinkedIn profile will match the keywords on your description, on your skills, and on your header with the skills that the recruiter is looking for.
That's true.
So for example, we have, what is going to happen is that the recruiter will have a job description or multiple job description, position that he or she will try to fill. From that job description, he or she will find out which are, the guidelines. So for example, the skill number 1, number 2, number 3, years of experience, position, maybe, geographical location, current role, current position, and so on. So all of these things are keywords. They're going to be in input in LinkedIn, and then LinkedIn will manage to find connections with that skills to, LinkedIn, that skills to the one of the people present on LinkedIn. That's why it's very important to have our LinkedIn profile pretty customized and pretty full of keywords and the right skills.
That's true. All right.
Yeah.
Very true.
Which is cool, because this is the first time that we can be longer. We always strive to be short, 1 page, just few experiences, bullet points, all of these things. While in our LinkedIn profile, we can be a little bit longer because it's going to be a computer that will analyze it. So
that's true. Very true. Right.
And yes.
And I feel that also the about section allows the either human resources person or recruiter to get to know the person and how they describe themselves a bit more. So I feel that it also helps understanding the personality of the applicant.
Yes, yeah, no, definitely.
Yeah.
And then another important point is that LinkedIn, at the end of the day, it is a social network.
It is.
And it works, and the algorithm works exactly how the social network algorithm work. So the more active you are, the more connections you have, and the more your connections are engaged in your posts,
Agreed.
the more you will pop up on researches. So for example, when I publish my videos on LinkedIn, I have some connections, and because of that, I received some job offers, even if I'm not looking for that, just because I have some engagement, I have people interacting with me. LinkedIn knows that I am an active user, and when recruiters are looking for someone, I pop up on their research because I am active. So please be active, find content, share contents, engage with people's content. This is pretty helpful.
That's true. I remember last week you were also giving the advice about commenting the posts and liking it, especially of people in your field, because you get to discover other people that might be either interested in your profile, or you yourself will be able to get to know interesting people in your field that could lead to a new opportunity, or just also for the fact of exchanging with the person. I'm also seeing we're getting comments. I'm checking them on the phone. So Alberto says, hi Pietro, I sent my CV on LinkedIn. Perfect. So Alberto, we're going to do this.
Yes.
Oh, and Hisham is saying, I respect you, Pietro, and also Aicha. Thank you so much. That's very kind.
Thank you so much. And Alberto, if you have your LinkedIn open, can you just type me something? So because I received hundreds of CVs in the last two weeks, so hundreds of messages, and the search tool doesn't work pretty well on LinkedIn. So if you just send me a random message, so you will pop up first, and I will find your CV immediately. Let me see if I can find you. This is I don't know why it doesn't really work, like the search tool on the LinkedIn chat, for example. And okay, so while we wait,
While Alberto, writes you a message on there.
yeah, in the meantime, once again, let me show you. I wanted to show you this thing because we were talking about descriptions, and once again, this is again the Word format resume optimized for the ATS. So for all of those cases in which we will face a computer, so a computer will analyze our resume and not a human being, at least in the first step. Set of keywords that we can find in the way we've just seen. Another thing that I like people to do here, instead of the keywords, write a description of yourself. Feel free to write a description and about section, mentioning as many keywords as possible. So both things actually work. And you know, with time and looking at many CVs, I actually think that the descriptions in which you include many different keywords works even better than just keywords like this.
Mm-hmm.
Does it? Because at the end of the day, there is going to be a human being sooner or later in the process who will go through our CV. So of course, a bunch of keywords helps. They help guiding whoever looks at us. And by the way, Alberto, I found your CV. Thank you.
Perfect.
But at the same time, when a human being will look through our resume, you know, descriptions with highlighted, maybe bold keywords will be even better. What do you think, Aicha?
No, I totally agree, because it's true that we have to think about the keywords in the sense of the machine, but also the way we describe ourselves and when having a person, a human being that will be looking at our resume.
Yes.
Right.
Yeah, no, that's...
And but also, I would be curious also to know the point of view of the people watching the live. So, how do you see it, and which also method would you prefer going for also?
Exactly. That's very interesting, because I like, of course, you know, visual resume. I think they are much more effective. But many times it happened to me that, you know, especially people doing for their first job and stuff, they're like, okay, you know, I like the visual resume, but maybe I think that it is too bold, that it is too much different. And so some of them will maybe go for the Word format, or for a less extrovert, let's say, visual resume. So, you know, my visual resume, of course, it's pretty extrovert, I would say.
Yeah, it's full of colors and yeah, we don't forget it.
Yeah, exactly. But you know, it represents who I am, for sure. But yeah, it's not like the Bible. It's not something, you know, it's not something that you have to take in lightly. Each one of us will have, I think, the right amount of visualness in their resume. But for sure, let's try to create something good and something clear and something pleasant to our eyes, I would say.
Agreed.
And yeah, please let us know, what do you think, which is the model, the resume that you like the most. And now, Alberto, in the meantime, we're going to analyze your resume. Hopefully I canceled all of your personal data. Yes, I did. Okay, again, our 4 principles. So short, clear, and numerical results understandable by a non-technical person. Is this resume 1 page? No. But
it could be.
Exactly. But it could be. It's pretty close
easily.
to be 1 page. It's pretty close to be 1 page. Now, I was interested in reading this part. So for the volunteer work, and these, for example, let me see. I'm an engineer related to university society. activity and project developed. So usually when you have this kind of position, for example, you can use this experience, which is interesting, for proving some of your skills. So leading a team and public speaking, I would say, maybe negotiating, maybe the ability to delegate work. So all of these skills, when you are describing, exactly, when you are describing your experience, maybe highlight them, even bold, you know. And yeah, so if you want, you can shorten the description and highlighting the keywords. Okay, then let's go to the juicy part.
Can I give a suggestion?
Absolutely.
So
Please.
I would feel that profile, Alberto, you can take it a bit up next to your name, like in the same, on the left of your resume as it is, but taking it up. And then education, you can take it right under profile. That's how I actually have my resumes, that I have profile on the side and contact information, and under it I have education. So that it will give you space to put up your experience, and at the same time, someone looking at your resume would be able to look at both at the same time, your education and your professional experience. So profile, contact information, education, skills on that column.
Exactly, because let me see. Exactly, you have work experiences. So I know that you are going to graduate right now, probably, or you just graduated. So you know you're a fresh grad. So exactly, congrats, and I'm sorry. You know it sucks probably to graduate now that you
2020.
yeah that you cannot have fun and have the big party. But yes, so your work experience, let me take a peek at that, will be for sure more important, and you have perfect. That's fantastic.
And it's great, yeah, professional experience, very interesting.
You have different, yeah. You have different things. Perfect. This is gonna be enough. So you can get rid of all of these things. So your higher level of education is gonna be the most important. Perfect. Just put this. You can put it here, or you can put like at the very bottom. Graduated yesterday. Congrats. So, and I hope
Props to you.
yeah, no, congrats for real. I know that probably right now, no, but you're not in England. You're in Scotland, right? So Boris Johnson has nothing to do with you. Okay, nothing. So I don't know what is the Scotland situation. I know that England right now they loosen very much the stay-at-home orders and the quarantine and stuff. So maybe you got the chance to celebrate a little bit, and I hope you did, and I hope you had fun. And so going back to your resume, yes, we can shorten all of this. All of the courses and stuff, we don't need them. We can get rid of them. And so this is practical and theoretical. But these are all classes. So you took classes for, okay, something for Volkswagen, but it's still, let's say, theoretical. So yeah, I would get rid of all of these. If, you know, you can include some of this just if you see that you have some super important skills for the job you're targeting. If, for example, you did a super great project, I always do the example of myself. I had to do this project on university. Was about optimizing a model for a warehouse. So was about lean manufacturing. So that was the name. And it was a huge project, but still a university project, nothing real. But then when I applied for Ferrari, for the job at Ferrari, I saw that in the description, they mentioned something about lean manufacturing and something very connected to that project that I had done. So just because of that, I add one line in my CV mentioning that experience. And that was actually what got me the interview. So
Oh, that's amazing.
yeah, but if it wasn't for that, I would probably not include that in my resume because again, work experiences talks louder. They speak much louder than our university degree or our university projects. But if you see something extremely particular, modify, add a line, and go for it.
And also, those are perfect points that you raised, Pietro. And I feel that a school project could be something that you can talk about in an interview. So let's say, for example, in my case, I was very much interested and still am in disinformation and how the implications of governments and media and how sometimes you can have different cases. So I remember it was back a couple of years ago, but in high school, I did a research when I was still like applying for undergrad. I did research on the links between sports and governments and how it was manipulated back during World Cup 2010 in Egypt, and like the interlinkages between economy, politics, sports, and media. And so that I was able to talk about it at a job interview that was related to policy and disinformation. So those are things that you can think about.
Yeah,
But yeah.
These are extremely good points. One thing, because I was looking at the chat, Ahmed, please text me or send me a message on LinkedIn so I can find your resume and do the same thing we did for Alberto. And we go through your resume as well. Going back to Alberto's resume. So we can get rid of all of this. We will save a lot of space and we can put the education, for example, here. Then it will become just one page because the experience will go up. For these experiences, for example, this is one of the case where you have multiple short experience because of course probably all of these things were like summer internships or something like that. So you can even put more experiences together and list all of the skills and achievement that you created. So electrical technician. So you can even put these together, and then in the date, you will just say, multiple internship, for example, or multiple summer internship.
And also, I'm wondering, Pietro, would it be possible to have the title saying electrical technician, and then under it 2 bullet points, the name of the company with the year? So it will be like electrical technician, and then under it, electrical installations, Jose Miguel Cruz, the year, and then the other one, the year.
Exactly. That could be absolutely yes, another thing that we can do. And one thing, for example, that I would like to do is putting together these. If you have, you can put one bullet point for each different company, and then most important, numerical results. Build a new electrical installation and maintaining existing ones. Okay, how many of them? Build a new electrical installation for which value? Put some dollars. New electrical installation for the value of blah blah blah, or for a facility of X thousand square meters, or something like that. Then some skills that you have learned can be soft, they can be hard. For example, ability analyzing, or drawing electrical schemes with AutoCAD. I'm just guessing. Could be wrong, but some skills that you have learned in these experiences. And same thing for all the rest.
Perfect. And I'm seeing a comment from Ahmed. So he says, "Thank you. My real full name is Ahmed Mamadou."
Okay. Yeah, Ahmed, please. Yes. Send me a message on LinkedIn, and I will find your resume super fast. Okay, and then Alberto, again, if you wanna use some other templates or more colored or whatever, just let me know, and I will send you and I will send you my PowerPoint files and PowerPoint templates. Last quick thing about the profile. Sorry. This is very good. Of course, this is something that all of us, we should help. Super clear who we are, what is that we do. It's super clear. So electrical and electronic engineer. Bam. Anyone who looks at your CV will know what you can do. And so on the profile, again, time management skills. Okay, put it bold. Why not? And why not go ahead and do this, this thing that we saw before with Word Cloud. Find some jobs that you're interested in, some job descriptions, put the description together, analyze the word, and see which are the skills that you can actually put here. Maybe quick learner, it's something that they want, but maybe they are more interested in someone who can manage, have a great time management. Or for example, they're more interested in someone who, I don't know, with public speaking skills and so on. So maybe you want to change this with some other skill. So do that analysis. It will be super helpful. And Aicha, on to you if you want to add something.
Actually, your points were really good. So I don't have a point to add on this.
And let me see.
Yeah, the comments.
Exactly. And if so, I heard a message. So probably that was Ahmed.
And I'm liking the friendship that's in the comments of everyone saying congratulations to Alberto.
Yeah, great guys. And Mamedov, let me see if I can find you. In the meantime, guys, for the people connected, where are you streaming from?
Oh yes. So we had someone from Louisiana, someone from Scotland. There's Pietro in Houston, and I'm in New York. So let us know the rest where you are.
Yes.
And also I saw a comment from Hisham. He says, where was it? Oh yeah. Are you going to do a video about cover letter in the next days, Pietro? And from what I remember, you said that it's something you'll be working on.
Yeah, actually, I think that I need to shoot that video. Probably, I don't know if I will be able to do that today. I will do that tomorrow for sure. And yes, I definitely will. They're gonna be 4 principles for the proper cover letter as well, and it's gonna be interesting. Actually, we're gonna take a lot of things from cold calling emails, from cold calling from salespeople. We're gonna get a lot of things from negotiation. I had a couple of very interesting books on that, and from startup pitch. So we're gonna put all of those principles together. Yeah. We're gonna see how to craft at least a pretty effective cover letter.
Perfect. Looking forward to that.
So no, that's gonna be cool. Oh, and they are asking for your LinkedIn account, Aicha.
Oh, perfect. So it's actually, you can find me tagged on Pietro's account. It's Aicha Hana Agran. But yeah, because I don't have the option of writing a comment at the moment. But if you go to Pietro's profile, you're going to find mine linked to the post about today's live.
Yes, no, definitely. And let me see.
But since we were talking about cover letters, if you want to tell us in the comments if you have specific questions about it, so that we can keep it in mind. Also, how do you write your cover letters in general. What's your way to do it? And also, hopefully, it's not more than one page, except if you're applying for a university program. Oh, perfect. Muzher says he sent you text on LinkedIn.
Yeah, which is the this is your
Yeah, but we did Muzher.
yeah, we just did
Yeah.
that. I don't know if you lost if you lost connection to the live. I mean, this will be posted right after. So I'm sorry, you lost the part where you talk about your CV. No, we actually analyze that, and you will find that soon. You know, right after the live ends, it will be posted on my YouTube. So you will definitely find that. Now I was looking for who was the other guy who asked me? Ahmed.
Ahmed Mamdouh.
And I cannot find you. So please shoot me a text on LinkedIn, and I will go through that. And yes, so let me see. The one about it's cool because about the cover letter, I have so many people asking me that, and I actually, because I did like a lot of videos on resume, on how to look for a job, how to choose the right company, so on and so forth. And I see, for example, and all of them are in Italian. So it's cool that the one about the cover letter is one of the most clicked one, and for sure one with the highest engagement. And I received many texts and many connection requests and stuff after that video. So it's cool. It's something that not many people do. Luckily, not many companies require them anymore. Luckily, because it's a pain. Let's say,
Yeah,
crafting the right cover letter. But it is important, and I see that a lot of people interested in that. It's cool to see that. Let me see. I want to write a cover letter, but I'm afraid I don't know. I don't know why. Maybe because I don't have any idea about it. Yeah, that it's possible. So, just to spoiler some points about the cover letter. One thing, it gotta be short, like everything, and we need to capture the audience attention in the very first line. So something that we always struggle in doing is that we need to understand that, we need to understand what is important for who's reading. So besides telling you my experience, who I am, what have I done, it's more focused on what can I give you? What are the points that will be helpful for your company? But something that I like to do in the very, very, very first line, even before that, is try to find a connection. So trying to find a connection would be, for example, if you know who will read your cover letter, address him or her by name, and maybe you met him or her, you met the person in a job fair, for example, and he or she told you, yes, send me your resume and cover letter, so you know that he or she will read that message. Please address that. One quick line: was very nice meeting you at this event, blah blah blah, go on. Another thing, for example, if you don't know who's gonna read the cover letter, but maybe you saw some interesting news, you documented yourself about the company, you saw something important that happened recently to that company, mention that. To whom it may concern, my name, blah blah blah, I hope everything is great. Or, for example, I saw that you just went public. I don't know, I saw that you just started this new campaign on sensibilization about X and Y. Great, I really do appreciate that. And because something that, for us, for example, I don't know, the new let's make an example. Don't do it for the Black Lives Matter. Don't do it for, Nike changed the motto, and for once, don't do it instead of just do it. So for example, you're applying for Nike. You mentioned that at the very beginning of the email. You know, I really appreciate how the company took a stand in this situation. This is something maybe it might not be big for us, which, you know, people who live outside of that company. But for people living in the company, they probably received hundreds of emails talking about that, and they probably did focus groups or stuff. So, you know, it's something that can actually resonate with them. And then Aicha, I will let you add something. The last point about the connection, for example, when I was helping my ex-girlfriend looking for a job, she applied for L'Oreal. And we found out that in Milan, where she was living, L'Oreal had an event, you know, for like a startup. We mentioned that, and they were super happy, and they actually replied to that. So there could be many different things, but try to, you know, find a connection with the person, with the company. Very short, very short, very simple, easygoing. But for sure it's something different. And please, Aicha, if anything you want to add.
So you actually summed it up very well, but to sum it up, I would say add a point that will show you know about the company, you research about it, you're up to date with what's happening there. And if it's someone that you met, maybe something interesting that the person said during the day you met them, so that in that first line, it was great meeting you at that event. I appreciated the fact that we spoke about this. So yeah, trying to show that you, if it's a person directly, you kept them in mind, and if it's a company, you're up to date with what they do.
Yes. No, that's super important. Then, as we said, short, and by short I mean it gotta be less than one page, but way less than one page. Probably, I would say
3/4.
15 lines, maybe even less, something like that. Like, between 10, 15 lines. And so after...
And here again, it's tricky because you have to get as much information as possible. You have to differentiate yourself from others. It's really what will make you choose me instead of choosing others for this position. So yeah, it's challenging, but it's worth it.
Another thing, for example, that you can do to grab attention is doing something that nobody else has done. Can be risky, but can also be very, very awarded. So, for example, a way that I have sometimes to start a cover letter, I start a cover letter like this, like, to whom it may concern. I read that just 1 out of 25 cover letters get to be read by someone. So I'm really glad that this is the case. I thank you for your time, and I will be very short. Boom, and then I start. It's something different. That's something different. That's something that probably can trigger the attention of who's reading. Like, you start with like a data. You're telling me something that maybe I didn't know, and so you can trigger the interest of the person in that way.
And that also, for sure, not a lot of people are doing. So it's going to make the person remember you.
Yeah, no, definitely. And then, of course, I know that can be like scary to start with a very impactful way like this. But in my case, it was rewarded. But then, of course.
This actually reminds me of a story that in the French baccalaureate in high school, one of the things that we have to do, an exam at the end, is philosophy. And there was this famous legend about someone in France. The question was, what is courage? And then his answer was, this is courage, just one line. Meanwhile, usually for philosophy papers, we would write like 8 to 12 pages. And apparently with those 3 words, with that one line, this is courage, he got like an 18 out of 20. So that's, what philosophy professors tell us, like, be bold.
No, exactly. And here we are doing marketing. So this is why, for example, each one of us is always worried when we have to send our resume, when we have to send our cover letter, because because of the fact that this is marketing. There is not one formula that will work each and every time 100% of success. It's not science. It's not, the water 100 Celsius degree, it will boil. It doesn't work like this. Of course, we are analyzing all of the things that will maximize our chances. But then there is always the subjective factor of who is reading our resume or our cover letter. Maybe that day he had a very bad day. He looks a lot of colors on your CV, and he said, okay, no, bullshit. I don't want happy people. I just want sad people like me today. There is always like a chance.
Yeah.
There's always a percentage of luck.
That's
sure.
very true.
And then another thing that I would like to do, which is to me it's like the most interesting things, is talking about the actual job interview, because now we are looking at all of the things on how to choose a good company, how to get contacted, and how to land our interview. But then what about the actual interview part? Because that's actually where you're gonna decide and where you're gonna play all of your cards and see if you're gonna get hired or not.
Agreed.
So even about that, if you have some, I don't know, like tricky questions that you would like to prepare, some bad experiences, I don't know, like difficult questions, they actually put you in a very difficult position. All of those things, that please let me know, because the next videos and maybe even the next lives, if we have some requests, can be about that. And that's something super interesting, because I like telling stories, and the way you actually craft a good answer to anything that they will ask you during a job interview is actually the same way that you craft and you draw a story. We have our principles. Maybe you heard about the STAR methodology, and did you?
No, I haven't. Would you mind telling us what it is?
Yeah, sure. So for example, when you have to craft a pretty good answer, you want to be STAR, which is situation, task, action, result, and I personally modified that in STAR E. So the last E will be pretty important, and we'll get to that. So for example, if you have, for example, let's say, tell me something about this one time where you find yourself facing a difficult situation. Classic 101.
Yeah, that's the classic
101 interview situation. So let's see how to use STAR and then to add my addition to that, the E part. So STAR, situation. You start describing what was happening. So for example, I was new in this office. I had to interact with people from multiple culture. It was hard for me because I was new. They didn't trust me. And I felt like I had to do the job, but at the same time, I didn't want to push too much the others because I was the new one, and so on. Okay, this is the situation, once upon a time. Task, bam. That is when my assignment leader, my manager, came to me and said, okay, Pietro, you're gonna be responsible for this project. You need to interact with so many different people. Most of them, all of them, are way more experienced than you, but you have to lead this project because I want this result soon. So, okay, you have your word, bam, something happened. The word has changed. Okay, this is Nemo that gets taken by the fish man. In each story we have something happen and it breaks the status quo. So situation, task, action. What did we do? This is actually where the adventure starts. So my manager told me that, so that's why it was extremely frustrating for me at the beginning. I said, man, I cannot do that. I felt like I want to give up. And so I started to understand, how can I get these people to collaborate with me but I don't have any power on them. You know, I'm not the direct manager of any one of them. So one thing that I actually came up with is that try to find which was the right leverage for each one of them. So people were willing to work with me if they had some visibility on this project. So explaining them that this project is actually pretty important and you're gonna get a lot of visibility and you're gonna be there. You know, your name is gonna be there. And other people, maybe they have, you know, maybe a bigger ego. So for example, they love to hear, please, can you do that? Because if there is one person that can help me on this, it's you. So please, I know you're very good. So, you know, you kind of find the right leverage with all of them. So this is the action. What did I do to solve the problem? Result. So finally, you know, happy ever after. You know, so the project was good. We actually received a lot of compliments, blah, blah, blah. Situation, task, action, results, but E. What is my E that I want to add? Emotions. So if you tell this story, but you also focus on how you feel and how you felt in each part of the journey. So, you know, I felt extremely frustrated. My mood was super down because I feel that I couldn't actually do that. You know, emotions is what makes us human and what creates empathy and connections with the person who's listening to us. So please, you know, make sure to include some emotions in our story. And this is, you know, that's a way how we can craft a pretty good answer to any questions. Hope it was helpful.
It was really helpful. And it's definitely something that I'll be keeping in mind. Why, truly, truly helpful.
So, but yes, then we can see many like specific, examples in our next lives, in the videos and stuff. So, if you have anything about that, just, you know, feel free to send me your questions and send me your resume maybe for the next live. So I see, for example, here Ashham is saying, I will edit my CV and send it to you later, so maybe I can save it for our next live. And guys, if you don't have any other questions and we don't have any other CVs, we did our 1 hour together. Aicha, do you want to add something? Do you have anything you want to share?
I would advise the people that are watching the live now to straight after this live, go to their resumes as everything is still fresh in their minds, to go and edit, follow the advice that Pietro and I gave you, and try to make it as good as you can.
And guys, thank you so much for being here. I know that this is like a super crazy time and not a super good time zone. Oh, Toba, send the resume to me on my LinkedIn.
Okay.
So send it to me on my LinkedIn. If you are like extremely fast, we will go through yours like in the very last minutes. Otherwise, I will keep it and I will save it for our next live. You know, guys, thank you so much for being here, and
for your participation as well.
Yes, because I know that, especially because of the fact that we all live in different time zones. We have people from Europe, people from Middle East, people here from the United States, and I know that, for example, talking about Europe at 5:30, 6:30, 7:30 of Saturday night, you have much better things to do than watching a live on how to optimize your resume. So again, thank you even more for being here. And let me see. Yes, so please send me your resume. Okay. Let me do one thing. Let me take a sip of water. All right, I got it. So
yeah, I heard
Toba,
that.
Yeah, you heard. So Toba, you're gonna be our last participant.
Resume of the day.
Our last resume of the day. Let me go through here. Download Toba. So this is a Word document. Let me.
Great. So by the time Pietro is deleting,
yeah, let me.
I'm seeing a comment. a comment from Mazhar. He says, any more sessions? Probably
No.
more sessions coming up.
Yes, probably next week. I don't know. I will try to do my best, Aisha. If you can join, you're
I will
such
definitely
precious.
keep you posted. Thank you. I'll definitely keep you posted on if I can join or not, but hopefully yes.
Yeah, let's say worst case, you're gonna have me.
Exactly. No, but it's not the worst case. Worst case is not having neither one of us and no life. So great case having Pietro. Another great case having the two of us.
So, all right, this is Toba resume. To answer Ibrahim, yes, it will be announced on LinkedIn.
Yes.
Most of the lives I announce them on LinkedIn. So, let's see. We have professional summary. Okay, one thing right at the very beginning, clear. So Toba, please, here under your name, I would like you to add either your qualification, your current role, or the job you would like to have. So in your case, let me see if for sure, I think you're an engineer. Yes, SP. So probably it's going to be like field engineer, petroleum engineer, and mechanical or something like that. So please, super clear here, right under your name.
And I also feel when looking at Tuba's email from, not email, sorry, resume from the first time, I would say that the template that Alberto had, or the templates also that you have, Pietro, would be really good for her, or him, I think. But
Yeah.
for the person to like the two columns, because all of the information, contact information, professional summary, it could be on the column on the left.
Yes, no,
Sheet.
absolutely. So, a very, take the directors. Okay, yes. So, Toba will also send you these two different resumes. So if you want to have a Word resume, I would advise you to use something like this. I can send it to you. It's a pretty simple, pretty straightforward, but I would send it to you. So modify something. It's always easier and faster than create it from scratch.
Scratch.
Or otherwise, I would even advise you to use one of the visual resume templates. And again, I would send it all of these to you on LinkedIn. And for anyone who's watching the live, attending this event, anyone who would like to have these templates, please just tell me that, and I will send it to you. Again, going here, professional summary, hardworking chemical engineer. So for example here, chemical engineer, graduate with example problem solving. Very good. You can go ahead, for example, and highlight some of the skills. Just because they pop up a little bit more. Education and qualifications. Then we have professional experience. Very good. Very good. So I see here that you would like to do something visual, let's say. So that's why, I will send you. I will send
the logos.
I will send the resume to you, and you can have your work experience. And for example, here, right at down here, you can add the pictures and the logo of the companies you worked for. So that would be cool.
It's going to be a really nice looking resume. Agreed. Right.
Yes.
Right.
Then work experience, professional experience, I would put it before your educational qualification. We can get rid of many of these if it's not strictly required by the job description. So for example, instead of your IELTS, I would use, and I know that you, Aisha, you like this too. This one.
Yeah, the bubbles with the languages.
The bubbles for the languages. So for example, IELTS 6.5, you can go ahead easily put 4 and 5 on English. Because again, we're talking about professional English, And when you have 5 on 5 on English, it doesn't mean that you speak like a native. It means that you can actually go and confidently and with no problem interact in your job with people who speak English.
The language. And also so do it as Pietro said for that. And then if you want to put the test results, you could add them to your LinkedIn.
Exactly. Absolutely. And please do go ahead and add all of the certification, everything that you have, all of these awards, add all of them to your LinkedIn. But we can get rid of them in your CV to save space for the meat, for these, for your professional experience. Something that I would like you to have here are, guess what, Aicha, for sure?
Numerical results.
Bam, as always. So for example, worked here under the supervision of, okay, you can, okay, this is something maybe, if you want to name the person,
Hyperlink him.
Yeah, hyperlink him. Yeah, that's very good. Or you can even, you can even not mention the person. Yeah, it's up to you. It won't change much because it's very, very unlikely that who's reading the resume will actually go and look for the person and ask the person, hey, is it true that she worked with you? It's probably not going to happen. But of course, if you think that this can help, keep it. And even hyperlink the LinkedIn profile would be even more cool. So, okay, storage, solar thermal energy. Okay, which capacity? The money involved. How much money did you save? What was the budget for the project? What is the value that you created? Successful proposed CO2 system, promoted alternative renewable energy. Okay, what were the results? Did you sell some of these? Try to find as many numerical results as possible to put in a bullet point under each experience. Once again, each experience, bullet point, numerical results. And numerical results can be dollars, of course, always very good, but can also be, I have analyzed X different things. I have been in field in Y different country or something like that, But, numbers, people like numbers. Team leader, okay, this is something interesting. So, for example, here, team leader, then maybe you have global conference, team leader. So probably public speaking. Did you do what did you present here? Did you have numerical results on the presentation that you did for the global warming in Qatar? I don't know if you did put them here. So for example, if you presented for a crowd of, I don't know, X people, maybe there were hundreds of people. And
also she says, and one of the organizers for the whole conference. So how long was the process organizing? So you could be saying working on organizing for that amount of time.
Exactly.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And this number of events within the conference, or wait.
Exactly. This conference where X people attended from all over the world. I don't know. But yes, so for example, organized a conference for X days in which, I don't know, 100 people took part. So that's interesting. And here we have other things that we can even yes, some of them we can even get rid if it's not super important for the job that you will do. Skills, okay, very good.
They can be put on the left side of the template in the column.
You see, so you can have your software skills here. This is software, but for you can be skills. And so you see, this is another nice way to put hobbies, how I did for this friend of mine. And yeah, so I think that's all. I will send you all of these templates, and yeah, and so we can and so that you can actually go there. Then remember your numerical results. So turn these experiences in something with number, and give them bullet points and space to breathe. You know, few things, one line for each bullet point, numerical results, few things, but very interesting. And then during the job interview, we'll have time to expand each point. Anything else, Aicha, that you'd like to add?
I would say no points to be added on what you said, honestly, for this.
Okay, and for people who are following these lives for multiple lives, you see that things are more or less the same. There are those principles that then the way you applied those principles to different CVs always changes, but the principles are pretty much always the same. It's always, the trick, it's always to find a way, how can I come up with some numerical results in this case? What can be interesting for the person reading my CV about this work, and so on. And yes, so perfect. I'm glad that we actually made it to analyze your CV as well. And
yeah, you were right on time.
Exactly. And guys, thank you so much for being here with us. And I will see all of you next week, probably, and even before, because some of you maybe will attend the webinar for the Beirut section, and I will publish at least 1 or 2 videos during this week. So for sure, we will see each other prior to next week. Thank you so much for being here. And Aicha, as always, you were great. Thank you for being here.
Thank you. Thanks for having me here. Thanks a lot. Thanks everyone for your comments, your participation. It was nice talking to you and having this exchange, and actually being able to see that there's a community that's working together and developing their skills. So that was great.
Yeah, definitely.
Thank you, Pietro.
Thank you, Aicha. Thank you guys again. Reach me out for the models, for the resume templates. Subscribe to my YouTube channel if you haven't already.
Subscribe to his channel, people. Subscribe.
And with that being said, as always, Fai Amodino, and I'll see you guys next week. Ciao, ciao.
Bye.
Bye.